All right, good morning, you guys. All right, good morning, you guys. This is Julian from the Forex Lab, Binary Lab. Today, I'm doing an update on a set of trades like USD JPY on the FireYourBossV2 PAMM system and EA that I run. So, just want to give you guys an update. Okay, this is the control account. This is the this one over here is the FXPrimus PAMM. FXPrimus PAMM is making money. It is doing well, and the flowing profit, sorry, flowing loss is really small. Flowing loss is really small right now, and however, the main one that we're looking at on the video that I live streamed last night is the USD JPY on my FXTM invest. So just want to reiterate to those people who are looking at a drop in equity on FXTM invest. We didn't take a hit on this one. It wasn't like a equity cutoff. I mean, drawdown protection cutoff or anything. But in fact, it was that there was like a flash crash, and the reason for this flash crash is China has imposed like trade tariffs on a bunch of products. So what has resulted in this turnaround? I mean, you guys can check this out. You can search Yahoo Finance or go to investing.com and read about all this news that happened in the past one day on tariffs. I mean, there was like a write-up by Kathy Lian as well. However, the good news is that Donald Trump has spoke back very strongly about it as well. He said that in turn, the U.S. is going to retaliate with imposing tariffs on product imports from China. So that kind of like forces China into a tough spot, and or rather, even if it doesn't force China into a tough spot, it does give the market a lot of hope. So I'm gonna show you what this is, and I mean, this is on the 1 hour, and we can see that on the 1 hour, it is way above. I mean, is an obvious breakout above the MA20, SMA20. SMA20 is a very short-term indicator, and the fact that this is on the 1 hour, it is a good sign of a breakout. So yesterday when I was doing the video, like with you guys on the live stream, this is the rebound point that I was charting, and it clearly did. I mean, it didn't exactly go up right away, but in fact what it did was more like a double bottom. And this double bottom occurred within a certain percentage of like this side right here. So it came up, from 11 to the 11.1 ish range. It came up, and within the 11.1 Fibo level, that's when it kind of formed the right side of the bottom, and therefore it's just going right up. So key support levels, if you look at various sites, investing.com or a whole bunch of other sites like DailyFX or what, they'll talk about like the pivot points and the Camarilla levels, looking at 109.50 being a significant level, and it's clearly above that, so that's good. Based on this drop, we're already, it is already like, if we measure it from this point, it's 8.6, which is crucial. And if we measure it from the drop itself, it's already like accomplished nearly 100% of the drop, so it's definitely going to go all the way. What I see from here though is more like I think that now this is where the market is looking at covering the gap over the weekend. So is this going to be long term? We don't know, but it will be enough for some. It will be enough for some decent profit. Okay, so I am doing some interventions on my end. Like I said, I deploy the trades beyond. I give a max trade of 6, and anything beyond 6, I manually deploy them. Manually deploy meaning that I go into the expert advisor settings and I increase it by 1, refresh the EA installation, and that will take the next trade. So I do that on a Fibonacci level basis. On this FireYourBossV2, the EA, also on the PAMM account, trade copy account, FXTM, and the FXPrimus PAMM. So that's how I'm doing it, and this is to make it run a lot more, like, I mean, putting the human element into it, which gives, a little bit more logic that the EA probably doesn't have, which I'll try to find ways and means to put that in, but I'm saying, like, I think it needs that human element. Anyway, let's look at a few other signs right here. There is a signal here that is breaking out. So just a moment ago, I have answered a phone call. I had a phone call. So we're right here looking at, it's pushing really well, and let's look at what other shapes we can find on this instance. Okay, we're going to go out to the H1. Will be interesting to find if we could see any HNS or something. Let's go to, yeah, I think we could possibly have a HNS set up over here. So I think we're immediately looking at this level, breaking the 110-ish, and then it'll be all the way. Okay, I mean, 110-ish will come back briefly to here and it'll go all the way. Yeah, it still is quite some distance off the. No, hang on. That is not. This is going to be the previous gap. The previous gap I never covered. So the market has this way of covering these previous gaps, and that's going to be quite exciting. So nonetheless, moving forward, I wish to kind of like I'm going to be adding different modules into the PAMM accounts that I run, trade copy accounts that I run with FXPrimus and FXTM, and the plan is to move away, or rather to lessen on hedging. Hedging is great. It makes quite nice profit, but at the same time, sometimes when there are like all these events, especially the ones pertaining to the USD, there's a lot of unnecessary drama. Like last month was a very dramatic month. This month started out very good because it was a lot of range, but there was a lot of swing that we could easily get in and out of the market. But the one thing that I don't really want to have is trades that are very long drawn. So for instance, have some very long drawn trade on Euro USD, which has been, I have a trade for the sell that's been in since the 25th of April. It's a very, very long time ago. Apart from that, well, if we went into the history, like I said, these are the ones that I decided to manually exit to give it a better chance of recovery. It doesn't have to shorten the recovery distance, so to speak. What I'm looking at is really more of this. I want to have more short-term kind of trades, fast in-outs. That's going to reduce our exposure to the news. Basically, applying more binary kind of concept into the trading. Maybe also to go from 15-minute chart down to 5-minute chart, looking for shorter entries. So a couple of things. I think that trading is evolutionary. The market is always evolving, and as a trader, the approach needs to be very evolutionary as well. I'm looking at ways to. I mean, the long-term goal is to do some kind of an AI on this, but I'll have to do some planning on that. Okay, but in the meantime, I think this is what we're gonna have to do, because I mean, like, obviously, as humans, we have two brains, left brain, right brain, and I feel that in trading, that's the minimum that we should do as well. We should have like some very left brain stuff. Left brain approach, the right brain approach to the trading, like there could be more than that, more aspects to it, and I feel that with a combined approach we can make the strongest use of the market, and we can also make the most profitable gains on the market to the risk that we put in. I mean, the risk being the for example, we're comfortable with like at any one time 5 or 15% kind of risk or so. So we're trying to get the best yield on the risk, and the best yield on capital as well. So let me do some thinking on that, but I just want to have you know that I am thinking about these things, and if any of you would like to get started with these EAs, you can head over to my page. I have a page for that. Let me just bring that up. Right now, if you were to go to the forexlab.net, I've actually put this as a home page. You can just basically check that out over there. So this is the system right here. As a matter of fact, if you click in on this graph, it also takes you to the MyFX book page, and you will see that we actually reached a highest point in the account just a day ago. Was it a day ago? Yeah, a day ago. I've taken it slightly off with the manual intervention, and I'm just slightly beneath that right now. But we are still covering good ground, and as you can see, also the average win statistics have improved from what they were previously, and the profit factor has also gone up some as well from previously. It was very high at one stage, but I mean, because of April, it went down. It's coming back up. So we are covering ground, and I do plan to push on for double-digit returns this month somehow or another. Bye for now. Once again, all the details can be found on the forexlab.net. If you do not arrive at this page, if you're watching this at a later time, go click on the Forex Manage Accounts, and it's gonna, I have all these details about how it works, strategy, information, and so on and so forth. All right, and ways to get started. I have instructions right here on how to get started. All can be found on this page. Bye for now.